All right, it's February 24th. This will be the last um, modifications we need to make for this project. So let's get to it. We're going to open up the last mission, training mission, edited training mission that we saved. Saved games. Oh, here. Yeah, I'm all right. All right. And by the way, here is the original training mission. I just put ORIG in it. And since it's over here in the saved games, you can just actually go into missions and run this, and you'd be running the original training. But we want to open up our trigger rules for our last set of changes. Here we go. This is from the last video. So this is all about late activation for the moving trucks. Currently they are still being activated at mission start. But let's open the unit list. Go find the moving trucks. Moving targets 1 and 2. You can see they start at mission start 9 a.m. But you come up here, there's a late activation. And we do want to keep them visible even though they're not activated. You can see it resets the start time to all zeros. It's expecting you to activate those trucks at some point during the mission. And we're going to find the place we want to activate the moving truck. So let's head on up to trigger rules. Now let's scroll all the way down, and you can see our 13 waypoint trigger rules we made the last video, but you can see right before this is the step where we turn the autopilot off to get ready to head towards waypoint 4 and the range. So if we turn the trucks on here, they'll be moving. We won't know exactly where until we see the smoke markers, so that'll be good. So it always generates a new trigger at the bottom, and then we'll move it up to that point there right after autopilot off. Okay, there we go. All right, here's a trigger, and we're going to call it name. Let's see. Moving trucks activated. Let's go to the conditions. What conditions do we need? Well, first of all, we want it to activate when we fly into the range zone. So that's easy enough. Let's come down here, and our single plane is unit. So let's see, we have here unit inside zone. Our unit is hog 11. And the zone we want is range. So when the unit is in the range, we want the moving trucks to be activated. So let's go over here to Actions. Click on New. And the two moving trucks is a group. So let's go down to Group. Group Activate. Boom! Which group? Would be moving targets. The moving targets are now activated, and it's nice to be able to know that that actually occurred. So that's why I'm also setting up a sound. So I want this sound to occur to everybody, including our plane. So let's go sound to all. And there's a sound I like to use for putting in these missions to verification. I guess we'll call it a test sound. And you open the sound file and you can see this Morse code. I was wondering if it was available in the Caucasus terrain, but actually maybe not, because it's you can see the folder is in Nevada Sounds, and I purchased the Nevada terrain because I wanted to fly two free missions. One of them was Welcome to Nevada. It's a beautiful, fun mission that tours the entire Nevada NTTR, Nevada Test and Training Range, that's in Nevada from Nellis Air Force Base. And I mean, it goes, you fly over everything, including Area 51, and you do some test firing at the range. Very fun. And then the second one I wanted to do was called, I think it's called the Sidewinder mission. And that's where you're flying in the NTTR again, but is the low level Sidewinder mission where there's an entire mission that real planes fly low level through canyons. And the trick is you're flying at 300 AGL, 300 feet off the ground whenever possible through these unknown canyons. It's a blast. But also, you if you follow the four A10s that are in that mission, you fly through the famous Star Wars Canyon. If you've watched those videos on YouTube of the real planes flying through the Star Wars Canyon. But the point is, either the Nevada terrain or one of those two missions has this Morse code sound file. And I like to use that. And here's what it sounds like. Pretty simple. It's only 3 seconds. And then I'd also like, hey, son of a bing, I forgot to say new. I'm all right. I gotta go back and do the group activate. Bruce, come on, wake up. Group activate. Okay, you just move it back up here. Okay, group activate, sound to all, and then message to all. Message will be moving trucks activated. We can leave the message on for 10 seconds. We do want to clear out, if there's any other messages up there, we want to clear them so that our message is the only one there. We don't need a delay. So we'll leave that alone. And then the last thing we're going to do, well, this will be enough for all for the moment until I discuss this a little bit more. So our moving trucks will get activated after the autopilot is off, but you got to remember the trainer will continue his training and there may be a conflict with when this message is occurring and what he's doing and the activation and what he's doing. So, the next thing after these are our smoke waypoint trigger rules. Here's the range. And you can see that after the autopilot is turned off, 50 seconds later after flag 30 was turned on by him, he'll start doing these actions. And these actions are only the message where he starts talking about waypoint 4. Well, we want to make sure that he doesn't start this message until we're done with our short message where we activated the trucks. So what we're going to do is create one more action here, and we're going to create our own flag. Flag is on, and we're going to use a flag number we know they're not using. He only goes up to 49, I think, all the way at the bottom. Yeah, 49. But just to be sure, we'll use flag 60. Okay, so we've got this flag set up, and it is true. So let's come up here to range. And instead of using time since last flag 30 is 50 seconds, we're going to change that to flag 60, the one with our short message, and we'll delay his message for 20 seconds just to be sure it's well past when we give our message. So that's an important step there. And then there's one last thing we need to do. If you think about this a minute, when we activate our moving trucks, they're going to start moving right here. But in the actual training, if we go down here, this last success and fail is for the gun pass for the moving targets. And here's the setup for the moving targets. And you can see when he's done with the message about going and targeting the moving targets, he turns flag 45 on. Flag 45 is true, and that's when he turns on the smoke marker that will instantaneously mark where truck 1 is at that exact point, and he turns on flag 45. So what we want to do as a last step is on these 13 waypoints for the smoke, we want to make sure that the condition is flag 45 also in this condition has to be true. So we need a flag in this condition. Flag is true, number 45. And I don't think we can do a copy. I don't think it lets us do that. Otherwise it'd be down here probably. I'll hit Control C for, let's see if I right click. No, Control C, but I don't think that'll work. Anyway, we got to do it to all of these. I'll come down here, new, Control V. Nope, didn't work. All right, let's just do it real quick here. I'll just do all of these and get to the end of it in the video real quick. All right, I got all of our smoke waypoints set by adding flag is true 45 so they don't start the smoke doesn't get started. They don't start producing smoke until he's ready for us to go target them. But they will be traveling around, so we won't know where they're at because they got activated up here. Anyway, be sure to close this out, and that's sort of like saying, yeah, I want to save this. And then we'll do a save as. And what does it call this? Late activation. That'll work. All right, now I do want to make a video of testing this, and this will be, I think this is the first time I will have put this in the video, I think. So we can go find our plane. It's right here, or we can use this more easily, I suppose. And waypoint 0 is where the plane is parked. Waypoint 1 is just saying this is on the runway. And we don't have to actually change anything at all with the plane other than its position for testing. So get right in the center of it and move it over here. Oh, we can't. First of all, when we look at this plane's details and take a look down here, like any aircraft, we can give it instructions on where to be sitting on the ground. On the ground, currently, it says take off from runway, which means it'll be sitting at this runway. You could probably tell it which runway, but you can tell it to take off from all these different places. We can fly over a point, but what we really want is we want to tell it we're going to be flying a turning point, meaning we're going to go towards a waypoint and turn, I guess. And we want our altitude to be 6,000 feet because we will be doing the actual flying towards the range, and we'll have to do the rockets first, etc. So we know we're going to want to be at 6,000 feet for that rocket run. And then we can pick this up. Now we can move it, and it will stay wherever we put it. Shoot. Oh well. Here we go. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I should have moved it further. Here we go. Okay. You can see it's still attached to the waypoint 1, but that's okay. It doesn't matter because when we fly this mission in the mission editor, it will just start with wherever this plane is at. The only tricky thing is it will be facing waypoint 0 and 1, which is on the runway. We'll be facing the wrong way. So we immediately need to put waypoint 3 into our HUD, and we'll have to make essentially a 90-degree turn to head towards waypoint 3, and then we'll very quickly do waypoint 4 because he will have said turn out autopilot off, or if he already said that. All right, so besides moving our plane, we also, just for testing purposes only, we need to get rid of all of his trigger rules related to the training before this point. If we don't do that, he's just going to start training at the beginning. So let's just go ahead and delete all these. until we get to this autopilot off. And we don't really need this flag either. Believe it or not, you can have no condition where it just happens automatically. Otherwise, we got this delay from a previous flag, which we just got done deleting, so that ain't gonna work. Let's do this. Delete that. Let's do this. Close that so we're sure we want to keep it. Do this save as. Now, I had already saved a late activation test, but I didn't remove these trigger rolls, so let's just make this number 3. There we go. Alright, let's do this again. This should work a whole lot better. Let's fly it. Here we go. There we go. Let's see what happens. Here we go. We gotta switch to waypoint 3, don't forget. Immediately.
Autopilot is off. You have control.
Warning, autopilot.
Huge left turn. We should continue the training for the rest of this mission. We're 4 miles away from waypoint 3. There it is. Okay, our HM. I'm having a tough time. Alright, let's go to waypoint 4. We know we want to do that. We'll be testing to see what happens next. Head-mounted queuing system. HMCS. Yeah, I know what to call that. Let's get to 4. Alright, we're heading to 4. We're supposed to have rockets out here, so I just switched to that. Here we go, weapons off. Alright, I got rockets turned on. Well, I hope we get a message pretty soon about the moving trucks activated. There it is! The trucks are now on the move, but they won't do any smoke until we come around to try to find them, to target them. And he should continue his training 20 seconds after that message came up.
Waypoint 4 is set up over the target
Here it
range.
is.
A number of targets are positioned for rocket and gun fire. Your targets will be marked with smoke markers for each pass. As we approach the range, bring up the DSMS page on the left MFCD by pressing OSB 14. Your first target will be a group of stationary trucks set up for a rocket pass on the southwest corner of the range array. The target is now marked with red smoke and you are cleared hot.
Alright. We're at 5.1 miles. When we get to 4,
Press
we'll start
OSB 8
descending.
and 18 to deselect the stations from the active profile, in case you need a second try. As you approach to within 4 nautical
Excellent.
miles, reduce power and begin to dive toward the target. The range bar will begin to unwind as you fly within weapons range. Keep the pepper on the target and open fire when within 2 nautical miles.
Here we are.
Press and hold the trigger to fire the entire ripple quantity. Do not target fixate. As soon as the attack is complete, Pull up and away from the target toward the water and climb to regain altitude.
Here we go.
Good hits on those targets. Come off the target to the west toward the water and climb to 3,000 feet. We'll do a gun pass next.
Alright. We were doing single rockets because I forgot that we didn't do the training in the beginning where we set the rocket profiles
Switch
to
to
ripple
guns mode
pairs.
by pressing the HOTAS master mode button or the
That's
M key
okay.
on the keyboard. Target 2 will be a group of stationary APCs on the northeast corner of the range array. The target is now marked with red smoke. Roll in on the target and strike down upon it with great vengeance and furious anger.
We're back to guns. We're at 3 miles out. We want to give ourselves enough time. And I'm going to try to stay at 3,000 feet. If you start descending too soon, then you're going to be too low. When you find them, you're going to be below 500 feet virtually. So, let's practice with the stationary trucks. Try to stay at 3,000 feet until the range cue at the bottom of it says 2 miles. Then we start descending. Alright, here we go. But we do gotta descend slightly, and then let's lower our speed. We gotta get the range. Oh. There it is. 2.2. Wow, we can fire right now. You see, this is much better. We got a lot more
Good
time.
hits on those targets. Climb to 3,000 feet for a final gun pass against a moving target.
Much better. My test runs are better than the actual final video I made. Alright, we gotta get back up to 3,000 feet.
Your final target will be a group of 2 vehicles. The target is moving clockwise around the target array. Target position now marked with red smoke. Cleared hot.
Brighter, there we go. Alright, here we go. We're only 2.4 miles out. Let's get up to at least 3. 3 miles out. Okay, slow down a little. And then we'll take a little time. We'll make a pass. Give them enough time to go out and create a few flags. There'll be the initial one that he put out. That'll be the first flag that was put out there. Anything after that is our flags. Speed's 220. That's fine. Where are we? Here we are. Alright. So there should be let's see what we got here. It looks like that flag there, right where I'm pointing, is the first flag of ours, I think, because the other ones would have. So hey, they're not moving. Uh-oh. Something's broke. Something's broke. They never started moving. What the hell did I do? Hey, it's a good thing we're doing a test. Oh, Mama. We get to figure out what I didn't do right. It's too simple. Well, that's why we have to test these things. Let's get up here to trigger rolls. Why didn't it work? Let's take a look here. Let's take a look. We did get the message. No, when I created the... Oh, shoot. I never said... Damn. Well, now I'm an idiot. Moving targets. You stupid. Okay. Because I accidentally... If you remember, I accidentally overwrote this one. I had to put it back up there, but I never changed it to moving targets. Son of a... Okay. Let's save it. We'll just save it over itself. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay. Let's see. Let's fly this one more time. Wow. Well, that's why you want to test things, and I'll probably leave this in the video because it's worth seeing the
Autopilot is
mistakes.
off. You have control.
Alright, waypoint 3.
Warning, autopilot.
HMCS is on. Okay, here we go. Here's waypoint 3. 4 miles from it. We can go to waypoint 4. Where is it? Waypoint 4 is the range. Oh, I didn't see it over there. Oh. Because we got to get the HMCS pointed at it. Okay. And then we'll get ourselves set up with the rockets right away. Alright, here we go. Let's put autopilot on for now. Okay, let's get our rocket set up. Master mode. Master mode. Weapons. Rockets are on. And then, is there anything we want to do over here real quick? Well, we don't need these on. I always forget to turn those on. Can we do the rocket profile real quick? Let's see, profiles. Down. Then we go to... Hey, I thought I hit down. There's down. View profile. Ripple pairs. 3. Quantity. Save. CAD. Just in time. Now we got ripple pairs coming up. Our trucks hopefully are really activated this time. Yumpin' Yehimini.
Waypoint 4 is set up over the target range. A number of targets are in position for rocket and gun fire. Your targets will be marked with smoke markers for each pass. As we approach the range, Bring up the DSMS page on the left MFCD by pressing OSB 14. Your first target will be a group of stationary trucks set up for a rocket pass on the southwest corner of the range array. The target is now marked with red smoke and you are cleared hot.
Alright.
Press OSB 8 and 18 to deselect the stations from the active profile, in case you need a second try.
Okay. I don't know why they're white here.
As you approach to within 4 nautical miles, reduce power and begin to dive toward the target. The range bar will begin to unwind as you
They
fly
were
within
off for
weapons
some
range.
reason.
Keep the pipper on the target and open fire when within 2 nautical miles.
Oh,
Press
boy.
and hold the trigger to fire the entire ripple quantity. Do not target fixate. As soon as the attack is complete, pull up and away from the target toward the water and climb to regain altitude.
Alright. This time we should shoot pairs. Hey. Okay, here we go. 3.2 miles. Let's get down to 2. I'm at idle. It's good practice. That was a little soon. Let's wait for 2.
Good hits on those targets. Come off the target to the west toward the water and climb to 3,000 feet. We'll do a gun pass next.
Hell, I thought I had it on ripple pairs. Look like pairs. Oh boy.
Switch to guns mode by pressing the HOTAS master mode button or the M key on the keyboard. Target 2 will be a group of stationary APCs on the northeast corner of the range array. The target
Alright,
is
guns.
now marked with red smoke. Roll in on the target and strike down upon it with great vengeance and furious anger.
Somehow I screwed up those. Which ones were active over there, but it worked. Anyway. Let's come around. Slow down a little bit. Alright. We're 3,000 feet. That's good. Let's make sure we got the right reticule up where it happens. Alright, here we go. The smoke we want is right there. Oh yeah, we got the range. The CCIP reticules there. We're at 2.7. Let's go to idle. 2.
Good hits on those targets. Climb to 3,000 feet for a final gun pass against a moving target.
All that shooting looks like I only hit 2. Oh well. Better control than in my final video. Now we go to 3,000 feet.
Your final target will be a group of 2 vehicles. The target is moving clockwise around the target
see.
array. Target position now marked with red smoke. Cleared hot.
Three 3,000 feet. Let's get 3 miles out. We're at 2 currently. Whoa, we're at 4,000. We don't need to be that high. Alright, 3 miles out. We don't need to be quite that high. Alright, now we can level out. better, his marker put them somewhere in the grass. Out there at the, past the end of that one runway with the damaged trucks at the end, is the first marker. I'm gonna wait for an orange one. Actually, I see two. Oh, I see. The first one was at the end of this runway, was his red marker, and coincidentally, the next marker that we made happened to be a red marker. I'm gonna wait for an orange one, which would be. Oh, I did that. An orange marker will be when they're at the road. It'll be easier to hit them when they reach the road. Let's see what happens. There it is. Now we know where they're at. Let's get out here. Get to 3,000 feet. I know where they're going to be. They'll be on the road. Two miles out. One more mile and then we'll turn. Okay, here we go. Tight turn. Let's get down. There we go. Yep. Should be able to spot them on the road. Alright, we can be descending, and I see them. They're right here. 2 miles.
Good hits on those targets. Climb out to 3,000 feet and level out.
Oh, we got them. Oops. We got them both. We did it. We did it. We did it. One more pass. Just to enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Pull up! Pull up! Altitude! Altitude!
There we go. Excellent! Well, I hope you enjoyed this last video for the training and the modifications and the testing, which proved I had screwed something up. That's it for now. Hope you enjoyed it.